Hello everyone, welcome back to the homestead. So today we're messing with the utility pole that we just put up 3 or 4 weeks ago. We lifted this in place using the old Alice-Chalmers tractor, and we've been letting the ground just kind of settle and let it sit here for a few weeks before we tackled this job. So we did run wire to this location last year, roughly in this location, so it was all the way over there. So I had to dig a trench the rest of the way over to the pole so I could get the power over here for the outlet and for the dusk till dawn light that we're going to be mounting on this pole. So now that the trench is dug, we can really kind of jump into the real meat and potatoes of the job and start getting the electric put in. So let's get started. So I've already started putting a few things together before I started filming. Back here in the truck, you may not be able to see it. I do have the dusk till dawn light assembled, and it's pre-wired. I've got about 18 feet of wire on it, so it's pretty much ready to hang on the pole, but that's probably going to be one of the last things that we do. So another thing that I put together was I did put our electrical boxes together. So the idea is that underground wire, I'm going to bring that into this first fitting, and then I'm going to strip it out and splice it into regular wire at that point in time. And then in this will be the outlet, this will be the light switch, and then from here it'll go up to the dusk till dawn light. So I just got done cutting this piece of PVC. This will go down here, and then this will go down into the trench, and then we'll bring our wire up in here. So let me glue this together. We can go ahead and mount this on the pole. Well, I definitely had plenty of wire. So this underground feeder wire has got a nice thick rubber coating over another, over regular wires. So right here in the middle of this is just a bare ground wire, so there's really no risk of damaging the insulation. See, there's the bare ground wire. On the other two wires. The other two wires will still have the white and black insulation coating on them, just like any other wire would have. And now they got stripped out, I'll be able to cut this with my smaller cutters. Just being real careful not to cut the insulation on the inside. Just try and get this first layer. This first layer is more of just a waterproof layer, make it really strong for underground so it can take being rubbed up against rocks and different things in the ground. Just makes it a lot more protected. So we'll come in right here where this ground wire was laying. Just do a nice easy slit. And it should, peel that away. So this was a couple 100 feet away, so we did upsize this wire. So this is I think this is 8 gauge wire. And this is going to be too big to land on our outlet and our light switch. So this is why we're going to switch it to regular 12 gauge wire in this fitting. And then we'll use that smaller wire to wire up our outlet and switch. I'll tell you what, before we go any farther here, I'm gonna go back and get the tractor. We're gonna push this dirt in the hole and get this all level and everything, so it'll be easier to work around. It'll be easier for us to get our ladder up on the pole and put up the light. So let me go get the tractor. that we got that back filled, probably go ahead and hang our light. The hardest part of this is going to be making sure I can keep this ladder stable. While I work. Actually feels pretty good. Don't know till I climb it. So this here is the Dusk Till Dawn light that I'm going to be putting up on that pole, and I've got it pre-wired with the extension arm already on there, and it's got a bracket down here at the bottom that that attaches it to the utility pole. So I've just got 4 lag screws that I've got to drive through there to fasten it to the pole, and then since I've got it pre-wired with enough wire to reach these boxes, I really don't have to do anything else up high. Since I've already got it pre-wired, I just got to hang it, and then the rest of the work should be pretty much down here. Let's see how many things we can juggle. Let's get a screw in this thing. Alrighty. Got a feeling it's not quite centered on the pole, but it's up there. Yeah, don't look too bad, actually. See if I can get a wire fed through this conduit. Oh, I may have to get a ladder. Well, the wire's coming out the other end, that's good. So now I'll pull on this, I'm gonna try to get that conduit to go up inside of the light fixture. And there it goes. Get my wire through here. Now I just gotta glue this joint here. One more chance to get purple on my hands. So here's our switch cover. So on the back it's got this little fork that grabs the switch. So you just got to make sure you get that on there right and that it actuates the switch. Seems to work. Get our gasket face on here. Make sure the gasket's sticking out a little bit on each side. That's tight. Yeah, switch works good. So here's our cover for our outlet. So it's made by Hubble. It's actually probably a little bit nicer. The gasket's already stickied on there. So put it over our outlet. Put in our 2 screws. So the only thing left now is we just got to take and tie all our whites, our blacks, and then our grounds together in this fitting right here, and then this end is done. Moment of truth. See if I can get this wire in this box. Well, getting there. All in. All right, all we gotta do now is head over to the breaker panel and see what we gotta do there to hook it up. So this is where the power comes in for the farm side of the property. And anytime you're opening these panels, I'm always leery of bees and wasps and even sometimes snakes. Speaking of snakes, I was weed eating yesterday. First time I had killed a snake with a weed eater. So I was weed eating in some really tall grass. All of a sudden, a snake flies at me. I'll tell you, that will make you jump. Because I did not know he was there. Luckily, the weed eater pretty much killed him instantaneously, but. So here's the wire. It comes in this conduit here. Had to find it. So we are just going to land it on this open breaker right there. So I have a lot of people ask me, what do I do for a living? Well, I'm not an electrician, okay? So I am technically not an electrician. But I work with electricians. I have an a degree in electronics. I have a degree in manufacturing, in computer-graded integrated manufacturing. So I deal a lot with industrial wiring, industrial electronics, industrial controls. So this stuff is kind of second nature to me, more on an industrial scale than a residential scale. But like I said, I am not an electrician, but I do know how to do all this work because I do a lot of similar stuff like this at work. So what I do is I've always worked in industrial maintenance fixing equipment. Typically it's been some kind of manufacturing equipment or automation equipment. So I will say right now that this box is a little ugly on the inside. Not very nice and neat. Nothing that I'm exactly proud of, that's for sure. Now my box in my house that when we wired the house, that one is a lot nicer looking on the inside. But the way this one's laid out, the main power coming in here from the bottom and going up, man, it's just a mess. All right, main back on. Turn on power to the pole. Got a red light on now, so we got power, and it resets. It looks good. So the only thing we can do now is climb up to the pole and see if we get the light to come on. I guess I'm impatient. I don't want to wait till nighttime to see this work. All right. Cover up the sensor. I think I gotta wait a few seconds. This one's a little slow. All right. See if I got a piece of black tape. Bam! I guess my fingers just aren't dark enough. Look at that. Works. Oh, you had me wondering. Well, I got the ladder out. I still do need to put a couple conduit clamps here on the pole. I'll do that real quick. All right, another job off the list. Move on to something else. Well, I think this whole job went pretty good, well, except for the trenching part. I mean, the trenching's no fun. Digging that trench 2 feet down with all those roots, that was probably just going to be a real short part at the beginning of this video. But man, I was overheated by the time I was done. I had to go back to the house, get a drink, cool down, and then finally kind of come back and dive into the real part of the video. Everything else went fairly well. The ladder leaned up there fine. It wasn't tipsy. Able to get the light hung. I think that it really helped that I had a few pieces kind of put together before I started this job. So yesterday it rained. It was just kind of a miserable day, so I did kind of prep for this yesterday. I was able to pre-wire that light. I was able to put a few of the little electrical fittings together and just kind of get everything gathered up. So I think that really did speed up the process today, just having everything ready. So some of you guys might ask, why would I even put a light switch on a dusk till dawn light? Well, There may be times that I might not want as many lights on out here. Behind me, this barn back here, it's got 3 dusk till dawn lights on it, and this one's not that far away. So I don't know if I necessarily will need it all the time. And then sometimes during hunting season, or around hunting season time, I will turn off some of these dusk till dawn lights, so it's just not as bright out here, trying to get the deer to kind of travel through here a little bit more during that season, and get them a little more comfortable with our property. So I don't know, I just like the convenience of having the light switch if I want to be able to turn it off. So overall, I think this turned out good. I've now got, you know, a light here where we're going to lay down equipment. I've got an outlet so I can use power tools out this direction, or even plug in a charger and charge a tractor, so that'll be handy. So now I'm ready to keep moving on, you know, doing more work in this area, trying to get it turned into an equipment laydown area. But you know, there's so much nails and so much metal in the ground around here. I'm seriously considering maybe renting a skid steer and just kind of going over this area with a skid steer with tracks, so you don't have to worry about popping any tires or anything. And then just getting it kind of nice and level before I bring any gravel in here. So I may be doing that soon. And but yeah, I think I can keep moving on. This isn't the highest priority that I have right now, of course. The next thing that's going to be the high priority is going to be the hay field and getting all my hay equipment ready. But at least this was a nice short job. I was able to do this about 4 hours, so glad it's done. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hit that subscribe button if you like this, you know, this kind of content. I really like to hit 50,000 subscribers this year. I think that'd be great if I could do that. I would appreciate it if you like these kind of videos, to stick around and watch everything that we do out here as we develop our property. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.